All right, let's talk tarot. Have you ever wanted to get into it, but then you see all those cards and, well, yeah, it feels like a lot to learn. Today, we are going to totally demystify that. We're going to unlock a really simple method that'll have you reading any card with confidence. So, let's dive right in. You know that feeling, right? You get a brand new tarot deck, you open it up, and you fan out all 78 cards. It's just this huge wave of symbols and pictures, and your first thought is probably, how am I supposed to memorize all of this? It's super overwhelming. But what if I told you there's a much, much easier way? Seriously, there is a simple framework that helps you see the story inside every single card. And the best part? Absolutely no memorization needed. It's all about just getting the basic structure of the deck. So, let's get into the 4 core questions. This is your story building toolkit. We're going to build that story using just these 4 simple questions. I want you to think of yourself as a detective, okay? Each type of card in the deck is like a clue, and it answers one of these questions for you. Who, what, why, and where. Okay, here it is. This table is basically the whole system in a nutshell. It's your story building kit. You can almost think of it like, I don't know, casting a play. The court cards, those are your characters, the who. The number cards, they're the what, the events and situations happening. The major arcana, those big important cards, they tell you why this is all happening, the big life lesson. And the aces, they show you where the new potential is. See? Who, what, why, where. It's a really clean, simple system. So let's break that down. First up, the who, the court cards. Whenever you pull one of these, a page, knight, queen, or king, the first question you ask is, who is this? And this could be a person in your life, it could literally be you, or it could even be a part of your own personality that you need to tap into right now. Maybe you need the confidence of a Queen of Wands or the curious energy of a Knight of Cups. They're the people in our story. All right, next up is the what. This is the action, the plot, the number cards. So everything from 2 to 10, these are the events that are actually happening. They're the plot points of your story. They paint a really clear picture of the situation that your who, your character, is dealing with. Okay, but why is all this stuff happening? That's the big question, right? And that's where the major arcana cards come in. These are the big guns of the deck. Cards like the Fool, the Empress, Death, the World. When one of these shows up in a reading, you got to pay attention. It's signaling a huge life lesson, a major theme. It is the why behind everything else. And finally, we have where. This question is all about potential and new beginnings, and that's the job of the aces. Think of each ace as a little seed. It's this tiny package holding all the promise of something new and powerful. They point you to the specific area of your life, the where, that this new energy is showing up. Maybe it's a new idea with the Ace of Swords, or a new feeling with the Ace of Cups. It's where the story can go next. Okay, so now you've got the toolkit. Who, what, why, and where. But how do you actually apply that when you're just staring at one single card? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's walk through a super simple 4-step method that you can use for any card, every single time. It really is this easy. Step 1. Just say what you literally see on the card. No judgment, no interpretation, just the facts. Step 2. Ask yourself what those symbols mean to you. This is personal. Step 3. Take that meaning and apply it to the question you asked the cards. And Step 4, my favorite part, just relax and let your mind fill in the blanks. Let your intuition connect all the dots. Let's actually try it with an example. Okay, Step 1. Literally, just describe what you see. Don't try to interpret anything yet, just the facts. So, looking at this card, you might say, okay, I see a man, he's standing on a ledge, he's got a pretty serious look on his face, and, that's weird, he's wearing one shoe and one boot. That's it. This simple observation is the absolute foundation for the whole reading. Now for Step 2. We start to bring in our own personal meanings. So, what does a ledge make you think of? For me, it kind of feels like standing for your values, your beliefs, taking a stand, and that wand he's holding, well, a wand is a tool, right? So maybe that represents what he's using to fight for what's important to him. See how this is all about your personal connection to the symbols? This is where the reading becomes uniquely yours. Step 3, we apply it. We connect those symbols to the actual question we're asking. So, if the ledge is about our values and the wand is our tool to defend them, well, the message starts to become pretty clear, doesn't it? It's telling us something like, hey, you're going to have to stick up for yourself here. Others might not get it, they won't see it from your point of view, but you need to stand firm. And finally, Step 4. This is where the magic happens. We let our intuition make the final leap.
Remember those mismatched shoes? That's not just some random artist's mistake. What could that mean? Well, maybe it's a little warning. It's saying, look, this whole thing is going to take all your attention, but don't forget the simple little things that could completely undo you. Like, forgetting to wear matching shoes. It's the final piece of the story.
Okay, so once you get the hang of reading just one card like that, you can start to see the bigger picture. You can see how multiple cards in a spread come together to tell a much bigger, more complex story. Let's talk about how to spot those patterns.
The most important thing to remember here is that the cards in a reading are having a conversation with each other. They're not just these separate little islands of meaning, they interact. That skill you just learned, reading one card, that's your foundation. Now all you have to do is zoom out a little and start looking for those connections. So the first thing you can do is just scan your spread for court cards. How many people are in your story? If you've got a reading that's just loaded with kings, queens, knights, and pages, that's a huge clue that this situation is all about relationships, social dynamics, and different personalities clashing or coming together. Next, check to see if one suit is dominating the reading. Is there a ton of one particular suit? If you see a lot of swords, you know the situation is very mental. It's about logic, communication, maybe conflict. A whole bunch of cups? It's all about feelings, emotions, relationships. Wands point to action, passion, and creativity. And pentacles? Well, that's all about the physical world, your job, your home, your finances. The dominant suit tells you exactly where the main energy is. And last but not least, count the major arcana cards. I like to think of these as big, bold exclamation points in your reading. If you have a spread with a whole bunch of major arcana, that's the universe basically screaming at you to pay attention. It means you are dealing with major, fated events, big life lessons, and serious turning points. This isn't just everyday stuff. So there you have it. You've got the framework, you've got the 4-step method, but the most important piece of the puzzle is you. Now, it's your turn to really start trusting your own gut, your own intuition. And this really says it all, doesn't it? Allow your mind to fill in the connections. Be open to arising insights from deep intuition. Because at the end of the day, tarot isn't some rigid system of rules you have to memorize. It's a tool. It's a language to help you access the wisdom you already have inside of you. The cards are kind of like the key, but you're the one who has to turn it and open the door.
So, I want you to try and stop thinking of tarot as some crystal ball that tells the future. Instead, think of it as a deck of 78 beautiful, intricate story prompts. This framework we've talked about is just there to give you a starting point. But the story, the real narrative, that is completely uniquely yours to uncover. So the only real question left is, what story will you discover?